Good morning, friends. Today we will see about the nervous system. Okay, yes. Here, this nervous system we already have our introduction class. You can see, or we can just go through this introduction part. Okay, here the nervous system is a very important in helping to maintain the homeostasis, that is the body balance. Okay, of the human body. Next, a series of sensory receptors work with the nervous systems to provide information about change in the both internal and the external environment of the body. Okay, that is the nervous system. Next, the human nervous system is complex. Okay, it is a complex of interconnected systems in which larger systems are comprised of smaller subsystems, each of which have specific structure with a specific function. Okay, it means the human nervous system is very complex, and it is interconnected with all over the system of a body. Okay, next, which comprises a smaller subsystem, each of which have specific structures and function, or each of these specific structures and functions are regulated by the central nervous system. Okay, not only central nervous system, there is a nervous system. Okay, yes. Next, we will go for the structures and functions of the nervous system. First, the structure and functional unit of a nervous system is neuron. Okay, there is a neuron. Neurons is also known as nerve cell, are the basics elements of the nervous system, or it means it is a structural and functional unit of nervous system. Okay, next, here this nervous system you can see here, and this is our dendrites, and it is our terminal. Okay, sorry. Okay, it is our axon. This is our axon, and this is our nucleus and cell body. Okay, this is cell body, that is called soma, and there is a myelin sheath that covers this axonal layer. Okay, that is myelin sheath, and in that there is a scaven cells. All these things are there, we will see in the further video. Okay, now this the neurons contains the cell body. Okay, neurons contains the cell body. It is our cell body, and the cell body is a main processing center of the cell. Okay, cell body is a main processing center of this cell. And dendrites, coming to the dendrites, the thin branching extension of the cell body that conduct the nerve impulses towards the cell body. Okay, it is important here. This dendrites, what they can do, that conduct the nerve impulses towards the cell body. Okay, that is a dendrites. Here the axon, a single branch in the most neurons which conduct the nerve impulse away from the cell body. It means the uh, neuron is there. One neuron is there. Let me see here. If it is neuron is here, these are the dendrites. These dendrite terminals are bind with the another neuron of this axon, another uh, axon of the another neuron. It means the another neuron will come and bind this neuron. This neurons connection is known as what, synapses. Okay, this we will learn again in this further lecture of this video. Okay, next is myelin sheaths are there. At this myelin sheath and neurolemma are coverings of this neuron. Okay, now neuron, what exactly the neuron is? Neurons helps in the impulse transmission. Okay, this is our physiology, this is our anatomy. Okay, this is our anatomy part, and it is our physiology part. It helps in the impulse transmission, that is terminal and fibers are located at the end of the axon, and they are transmit impulses leaving the neuron across a synapses to the next neuron. Okay, that is synapse is means by synapse means, but there is a gap junction between the two neuron is known as a what, synapses. Okay, next here neuron 1 is there. There is a first neuron and there is a second neuron. In between those two neuron there is a junction that is called synapses, and here is a neurotransmitter. Okay, these neurotransmitter are very important or helpful to transmit the impulses or signals from one neuron to second neurons. Okay, if there is a muscle contraction is initiated in our neuron 1. Okay, this signals to be transferred to this next neuron by this neurotransmitter. There is a release of neurotransmitter, that is acetylcholine. Okay, this is very important. Acetylcholine helps in the regulate in the muscle contraction. Okay, yes, this acetylcholine is neurotransmitter is released, and this gives the signal to the next neuron, and this neuron gives to adjacent and adjacent and gives to the last. There is a neuromuscular junction. In that neuromuscular junction, there is a big process is there. We will learn that part in the musculoskeletal system. Okay, now these three types of neurons we have here. One is efferent neuron, that is motor neuron we can say, and this conveys information from CNS to the muscles and the gland. It means efferent neurons helps in the conveying the message or information from the war from the where, that is from the central nervous system to the muscle and the glands. Okay, next is afferent, the name or sensory. The name itself indicate that afferent is that carry the information from sensory receptors of the CNS. Next is interneuron, the carrying and process information. Okay, carry and process sensory information, that is known as interneuron. Okay, I hope so it is clear till now. Next we will and here two basic properties of neurons are, one is excitability and conductivity and flexibility, and these are the properties of neurons. Okay, now the types of neurons we have, one is this, what is meant by afferent neurons, how they look, efferent neurons how they look, afferent neuron how they look, and the interneuron. Okay, these are the structures of those neurons here. Next we will go for that what, yes, is neuroglia. What is meant by neuroglia here? Neuroglia is a supportive, protective, connective, and removal debris from the nervous system. These are the supportive cells we can say, protective cells we can say, connective cells we can say, and removals debris cells we can say. Okay, from the nervous system. Types of neuroglial cells are astrocytes, oligodendrocytes, astrocytes, oligodendrocytes, and microglia. Okay, astrocytes, oligodendrocytes, or oligodendroglia, or microglia. Okay, these are the types of neuroglial cells. Next we will see the nervous system classification here. Okay, all bodies activity or all bodily activities voluntary or involuntary are controlled by the nervous system. The nervous systems are basically divided into two, that is central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system is made up of brain and the spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system is made up of the all nerves that uh, leads into and out of the central nervous system, that is peripheral nervous system. Okay, we will discuss each in detail further. Okay, here the central nervous system consists of our brain and this composed of two major interconnected organs, that is brain and the spinal cord. Okay, brain and spinal cords are two interconnected organs that constitutes in the central nervous system. Okay, now these organs work together to integrate and coordinate sensory and motor information for the purpose of controlling the various tissues, organs, and organ systems of the body. Okay, next is central nervous system is responsible for higher neural functions such as memory, learning, emotions. Okay, these are the functions of the central nervous system. Next is our brain is there. We will discuss about brain. This brain is weight about 3 pound in adult, and it is 74% of water and 20% of oxygen it takes, and contain our billions of thousand hundred billions of neurons, and control bodily function and interact with the outside world. Okay, there is a four parts of the brain. One is our cerebrum, this is our cerebrum. Next is our diencephalon. Okay, this is diencephalon we can say here. This structure is called diencephalon. Brainstem, this is a brainstem. This lower part we can say, show you, is lower part. This is lower part, and this cerebellum, this is our cerebellum. In that these structure in these, okay, this is we can say this is our diencephalon. Okay, the diencephalon, cerebellum, diencephalon, and brainstem. Okay, now brainstem. Brainstem is made up of bones and medulla oblongata. Okay, midbrain we can say. Midbrain involves the visual reflex. Bones located between the midbrain and the medulla oblongata control this respiratory function. Bones helps in the respiratory functions. Okay, medulla oblongata contain the center that regulate the heart and lung functioning, swallowing, coughing, vomiting, sneezing. Okay, and body balance we can say. Okay, this body balance is regulated by the what? Body balance is regulated by the cerebellum. Okay, not cerebellum. Cerebellum. Okay, next is our cerebellum. Cerebellum is an area that coordinates musculoskeletal movement to the maintain posture, balance and muscle tone. Inferior to the occipital lobes of the cerebrum, posterior to the pons and the medulla oblongata. Okay, this is our location. Next, coming to the cerebrum, it is located above the cerebellum, contain two hemispheres with the outer portion called cerebral cortex, and there is two hemispheres are connected by the bridge of the nerve fiber. They relay the information between the two hemispheres. This is called corpus callosum. Okay, we can see here corpus callosum. This white polar part, this bridging part is called corpus callosum. Okay, next this is our right and left lobe of each divided into four lobes of or part, that is parietal lobe, uh, frontal lobe, temporal lobe and occipital lobe. Okay, there are four parts or four lobe, we can say parietal lobe, frontal lobe, temporal lobe and the occipital lobe. Next is our diencephalon. There is a deep portion of the brain containing thalamus, hypothalamus, epithalamus and ventral thalamus. Okay, these are the constitution of the diencephalon. Okay, next we can say our the severe sorry serve as a relay center for the sensory sensations like heart rate, blood pressure, temperature, behavioral response, digestive function, water and electrolyte balance is controlled by the what? This is our diencephalon. Okay. Next is our spinal cord. This is spinal cord is extended from the medulla oblongata to the brain to the area around the first lumbar vertebra in the lower back, and nerve from the peripheral nervous system extend out from the spinal cord, protected by the vertebral column, cerebrospinal fluid and the meninges. Okay, this vertebral column, this is a bony structure, this is called vertebral column, and this CSF, that is cerebrospinal fluid, this is present around this present in the subarachnoid space that provide the what cushions to this spinal cord. Okay, next is our meninges. Meninges are mainly three meninges we have, this we will discuss here. Okay, meninges are three layer of the membranes that covers the brain and the spinal cord. Okay, now these are layers of the meninges. Okay, layers of the meninges are, we have durameter, arachnoid matter and the pia mater. This durameter is the outer toughest fibrous membrane, that is called the durameter. Next is our arachnoid matter, that is a middle web like membrane containing CSF, that is our arachnoid matter. Next is our pia mater, that is innermost layer containing the several blood vessels, that is a pia mater. And this durameter is very thick in nature and this pia mater is very thin in nature. And this pia mater and this durameter, pia mater and the arachnoid matters are closely bound with this brain structure of the brain, and this durameter is bound with the skull. Okay, that is periosteum. Okay, periosteum of the skull. Now it is our central nervous system, this is brain, and this is our spinal cord. This is brain and the spinal cord, this is, you can see here, this is our spinal cord, yellow color part, and this is our brain. Okay, now this is peripheral nervous system. We can study about this peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system, that is PNS, is also this is a collection of peripheral nerve, glials and the specialized sensory structure that as a system carries sensory and motor information between the central nervous system and all over the other organs and tissues of the body. Okay, now this is peripheral nervous system is functionally divided into two major divisions. One is sensory and the afferent division, another is motor and the afferent division. Okay, this somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous systems are the two types of the peripheral nervous system. This somatic and autonomic nervous systems, this autonomic nervous system is also called as the what? Visceral nervous system. Next is peripheral nervous system contains 12 pair of cranial nerve and 31 pairs of spinal nerve. Okay, this 12 pairs of cranial nerve and 31 pair of spinal nerves are, one is for a cranial nerve. We can there is a trick we will remember later in this short lecture or short video, but this is our cranial nerve. This is of olfactory is for smell and optic for vision, oculometer is for eye movement, cochlear for aid muscles that move in the eye, trigeminal is ear, tear, eyes, tears, scalp, forehead, teeth, gums, lips and mouth of the muscle, abductions, that is muscle coordinate, conditioning, facial, that is taste, facial expressions, tear and the salivary gland, this is, and vestibulocochlear nerve, this is hearing and the equilibrium, this is glossopharyngeal, pharynx, tonsils, tongues and carotid arteries, stimulation, the salivary glands, These are vagus nerve, speech, swallowing, heart muscles, smooth muscles, and certain glands accessory, that is muscles of the soft palate, pharynx, larynx, and next. Next, hypoglossal, that is tongue movement. Okay. Now this is the functions of this cranial nerves and the cranial nerve. Okay, these are the cranial nerves, how they produce and how they functions all over the body and how they coordinate all the bodily systems, okay, with the central nervous system. Now this is our somatic nervous system, we can say. Our This is responsible for receiving and processing the sensory input from the skin, muscles, tendon, joint, eyes, tongue, nose, and the ear, as well as the excited voluntary contraction of the skeletal muscle. Okay, next is our autonomic nervous system. This carries impulses from the central nervous system and gland, various smooth muscles, cardiac muscles, and the various membranes, stimulation organs, glands, and the senses. Okay, this completes our the central nervous system in very short and very with a less explanation. If you want a more detailed video, we can please like, share, and subscribe, and comment below. That is a detail. Okay, comment below with a comment with a detailed video of the nervous system. I will discuss in detail about this neurotransmitter, the types of neuron, the junction, the neuromuscular junction, the action potential generated in the nervous system, all these things. Okay, this is very important and very easy to remember all these things. For that, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow for more. Thank you.